Hi everyone. Today we are going to look at running a framework, a front-end framework called AngularJS. And we're going to start by searching for install AngularJS. And then we go to the first one, setting up the local environment and workspace. If we scroll down, it says the prerequisites are JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Node. We've installed these things on previous things. NPM is a part of Node, or it comes already packaged. If you install Node, you automatically get npm. So we're going to start with this install the Angular CLI. So you can go ahead and copy this little link right here. If you go and you can do this from anywhere. It doesn't matter what folder you're in, but later it will matter what folder you're in. But right now, it doesn't matter. So you just type npm install -g. The -g stands for global, which means you're installing it globally. That's why you can run it from anywhere, because you're going to install this globally on your computer. So hit enter on that. It'll take anywhere between 15 seconds to a minute or two. And once that installs, it will give you a little message that says, so many packages were installed, 100 or a bunch actually. But it's kind of, give this a second. Okay, so 236 packages in my case. In your case, it might be a little different. So now we have this npm install. So now if you type cd, go to your root directory, your home directory, sorry. cd takes you to the home directory, not the root directory. And you go to cd repos, because this is where we're storing our repos. And if you type ls, see the other repos here. So I'm going to, now if we go back to our code, this has a little thing about Windows. Now, if you are on a Windows computer, but you're using Git Bash, you can ignore this. This is only if you're using a different shell called PowerShell, which is a fine shell to use. We're not talking about how to use it here because it's not standard with with Linux and Windows, or Linux and Apple shells. So create a workspace and initial application. Well, this right here, ng new my app. This is the command. Ng is the CLI for Angular, and new is the command to create a new project, and my app is just the name of that project. So if I command V to paste that on there, I don't want to call it my app. I want to call it Angular demo. So let's go ahead and call it that, and then hit enter. And what this will do, you need to be in your repos folder to do this. What this will do, this will this will give you some choices, right? So the first thing we want to do is, it says, what style sheet format would you like to use? You want to use CSS. Also, it might, before you say this, it might ask you about if you want to enable auto completion. You should just select yes for that. Also, they might ask about, do you want to share with Google? And if you want to share, whatever you do with Google, or however that works, you can do that or not do that. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really affect anything it doesn't affect your project at all. It's just whether you want them to see, to learn from what you're doing and stuff like that. So CSS, and then you have this format style sheet. CSS, we've already learned about CSS. We're going to select that one. So just hit enter. So you can do the up and down arrows to go back and forth with these, but we're going to leave it where it is because it's at the right place. And then hit enter. And then, do you want to enable server-side rendering? No, we don't want server-side rendering. That means you need to have a server. So type N, hit enter, and that will give the information it needs to be able to kick off the building of your application. So now this is not a small amount of work that's being done here. They're generating an entire project for you, and they're going to create it inside of a Git repo for you. So what you'll need to do while this is running, what we can do is we can go to our GitHub account, go to our new account. Actually, I may have, if you go to your repositories, where's the thing? There it is. If I go to Nope. No, where's the simple way to navigate to your repositories? So I don't know. I don't know. So let's just say, well, you want to create a new repository. I think I might have already, yes, I've already created one of these, but I'm going to create this again. So this is also something that's good to know, how to delete a repo that you want to delete in GitHub. Some of you need to clean up your repos because you got a bunch of garbage ones in there from when you're still trying to figure out how to make things work. So there's this option at the very bottom, delete this repository. So yes, it doesn't, it's very afraid for you to delete this repository. So they're saying, listen, this is going to, be afraid, be very afraid. Yes, I really want to do it. So now to do it, I have to actually type tbatty Angular demo, type this text, and then click it again. And then I have to use my security key, or I'm going to use my password in my case. Which I don't remember. Okay, so I'm going to have to look at my password. Just a second, sorry about this. Thank goodness for password managers. Okay, so now I've deleted my account. Now I've deleted that Angular repo that I wanted to create. So I deleted it because I had previously created it, and so I want to delete it. So now I can demonstrate. So now I can see my repositories. I don't know why that looks different whenever I go to the home, but okay. So if I go up here and I hit new, this is allowing me to create a new repository. And again, we named this one Angular demo. So if I go ls to show the list of things, we see an Angular demo here. So I want to name let me just copy that and paste that in here so I get it right. And so I want to not add a README. I'm just going to make this public, and everything else is good. And this is going to do create repository. Okay, so now we have a couple of options here. We've done this before, but we want to skip this part entirely. We want to do this one because we have an existing repository that's already been created with the first commit. So if we go back, actually, so we'll just hit this copy button just to see this, but to show you what I mean, if I go cd Angular demo, hit tab to autocomplete, and if I do git log, this will show me all the commits that I have. And so I have one commit called initial commit right here. So if I hit Q to exit that, so I've already got a commit here. So what I want to do is I want to just paste the all the stuff that I just did. This git remote add origin. This basically says to this Git repo on my computer, hey, I want you to connect to this repo in GitHub. And then git branch -m main means I want to set my main branch to main, and git push will actually push this commit, initial commit that I just showed you, to GitHub. So let's go ahead and hit enter. Those can all three happen at the same time. There we go. So now if I do git log, you see I've got the initial commit. Well, I guess the git log is the same because we just pushed that initial commit there. So now though, if I refresh this page, my Angular demo, you can see that I've got all of my code here, including a README that they auto-generate for you for your new Angular project. And if I want to start and look at my Angular project, I want to go, I can easily do that over here. By going over here, and then in here, if I type npm start, and this will say, okay, so watch mode enabled, watching for file changes, and this right here is where your website is. So if I hit copy on that, I highlight that, copy that, and I paste that in here, localhost 4200, hello Angular demo. This is actually the Angular website. Now, we can open up our project in Visual Studio, I'll go File, Open, and I go to Repos, my Repos folder, and then I go into Angular Demo, and I open that. So now you can see I've got a good amount of stuff in here, and what I can do is I can go into Source, and I can go into App, and these are your components. So this is the main page that has your HTML on it. And you can kind of go down here and you can, wait, app component HTML. There's HTML. I was going to say, this stuff all up here is not HTML. This is HTML, but this is all of the stuff that they add to kind of make things work. This is all a bunch of their styles they're adding. That's like CSS styles. I don't know why they don't have that here. They should have put that there, but whatever. You can also put CSS styles in. Oh, they have a style tag at the very top, so that's why they're putting it all there. But anyway, so then you have the main tag. You have a div, SVG, which is the logo that gives this fancy logo here. And so these are all tags they've created automatically for you that you can then, if you want to start playing with this stuff, these div tags are useful to play with. But you can start clicking around on this stuff, just kind of show these things. Most of these are hyperlinks that go to other websites, but you can actually overwrite what's here, what's in Visual Studio, and start playing with this to see what it shows here. So, all right, have fun. And that's how you create an Angular project for the first time.